Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanachmilandasya Gananjana Shalakayam Chaksunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaham. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Pakadamayam Dadati Swapadamtikam Andeham Shri Guru Shiyuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shilupam Sagajatam Sagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Lada Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gurangila Devrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusti Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaham Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Guravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dishatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Haribo.
Nayayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam udilayet shrimvatam swakata krishnam punya sharavana kirtanam vijantasto yabhadrani vidunati suritsatam nasta praye vasda badrishu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavatyu Shloke Bhaktil Bhavati Naistiki.
Haribo. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Shila Vyasadev, the author. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma supersoul in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Oh, we finished the book. We finished the book, Prabhus. No reading.
There is a second volume. Yes, we can't finish the second canto is not so big, but you know.
Yes, Prabhu. So
Still,
where we find the book? Let's see. What is the name? I forgot. Is it Krishna book?
what problem?
I forgot where we find the book.
Oh, I don't know either.
Oh, we found it.
It's not Luvesh Prabhu who did some PDF.
No, Prabhu. He's too
Oh, really?
slow.
Okay.
Here we found the book. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Volume 2.
going to put some chili powder. Okay, chili powder and this.
Okay, so here is 3 chapters 7 to 10. No, yeah, 7 to 10. Oh, first we read about gigantic boar incarnation.
Oh, Varaha, Dev, Joy.
Oh, Lebhang Prabhu will like this chapter because he always talks about incarnations. Dibo. Okay, text number 1. Oh, we need to post. I forgot to post to the group.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu's please accept humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Tanda Pram Jai Shri Prabhupada. You want to read first?
Yes, Prabhu, no problem. It's just that I have a network problem. But can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Just a second. Should I start?
Yes, Prabhu. Haribo.
Okay, can you just zoom out a little bit, or is it me? Yadro da yataha shiti tala daharanaya bibi harat kara udim tanum sakala yagna mayim anana taha antara maharanava upagatam adi dayam. Tam dam shitra ya di rim iva vajara daharo dadara. Can you chant it, Prabhu? I'm sure I spelled some words wrong, or is it okay?
Oh, this is the Brahma Samhita. Brahmovacha Yatrotyataksziti Talodaranaya Bibrat Kraudim Tanum Sakala Yagnamayim Anantantar Mahanava Upagatamadi Daityam Tam Damstrayadrimiva Varja Vajradaro Dadara
Ribu.
Boo.
Brahma, okay, synonyms. Brahma Uvacha, Lord Brahma said, Yatra at the time when Udayataha attempted Kshiti Kala, the earthly planets, Udahara Naya, for the matter of lifting. Bibi Harat assumed Karaudim pastimes, Tanum form, Sakala total, Yagna Mayim, all inclusive sacrifices. Anana Daha, the unlimited, Anatar, within the universe, Maha Narve, the great Garba ocean, Upa Gatam, having arrived at Adi the first, the Itayam demon, Dam him, Damshtaraya, by the tax, is it tax? Yeah. Adrim, the flying mountains, Iva, like Vajara, Daharaham, the controller of the thunderbolts, Dadara, pierced. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Lord Brahma said, at the time when the unlimitedly powerful Lord assumed the form of a bull as a pastime just to lift up the earthly planet, which was drowned in the great ocean of the universe called the Garbhadaka, the first demon Hiranyakasha appeared, and the Lord pierced him with his tax. Anna, who is it? Is it Jai or is it Vijay? It's Vijay, ne Prabhu? Hiranyakasha.
Don't remember, Prabhu.
Because you remember he was the one who incarnated because he disobeyed the four Gomaras.
Yes,
So he
Prabhu.
actually incarnated Hiranyaksha. Yeah, I think it's Vijay because Vijay is also Shishupal, if I'm not mistaken, in Dwarka.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. So there's a boar. So what will the boar do?
The boar will lift the earth and then I think he will king Hiranyakasha. And then Hiranyakasha is gonna get mad, and then he's gonna do, what do you call this, tapasya, and then he's gonna get, and then Lord Narasimha is gonna come for him. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Like that.
No,
Purple.
Jai became Hiranyaksha, Vijaya became Hiranyakashipu.
Oh, Hiranyakashipu. Okay, Prabhu. Who was his father again, Prabhu? Like two brothers, Hiranyakashap and Hiranyakashipu. Who was his father again? I forgot his father's name.
Kashyapa.
Because he made Kashyapa. Okay. Yeah. You can go to the purport. And it's actually a great tale, like the Lord Narasimha's tale.
And
Since the beginning of creation,
Diti was their mother and Kashyapa was their father.
Oh, yes. And I think they made children out of lust, something
exactly.
like that.
Yes. If you watch the movie Mahavatar Narasimha, you can understand the same.
Oh, yes. I think I've watched it, before.
Yeah.
Need to repeat it. Okay. The beginning of creation, the demons and the demigods or the Vaishnavas are always the two classes of living beings to dominate the planets of the universes. So Lord Brahma is the first demigod, and Hiranyakasha is the first demon in this universe. Only under certain conditions do the planets float as weightless balls in the air. And as soon as these conditions are disturbed, the planets may fall down in the Garbhadaka. Oh, now I get it. Because I remember something that the Earth was falling. Yeah. Okay. Garbhadaka ocean, which covers half the universe. The other half is the spherical dome within which the innumerable planetary systems exist. The floating of the planets in weightless air is due to the inner constitution of the globes and the modernized drilling of the earth to exploit oil from within is a sort of disturbance by the modern demons, resulting in a greatly harmful reaction of the floating condition of the earth. A similar disturbance was created formerly by the demons headed by Hiranyakasha, the great exploiter of the golden rush. So Prabhu, what I cannot imagine is, since look at Earth, it's so big. How big was the boa? How big was Lord Varaha?
How big?
Is it
Like what?
stated in?
No, he was
Sorry,
tiny
Prabhu.
because he came from the nose of the Brahma.
Yes, but then he actually, it's like he grew bigger after coming out
Oh,
of the nose. He
so he's big
grew
and
bigger.
small.
To see. Sorry, Prabhu.
So he's big and small.
Yes, Prabhu.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, he had that, no.
Yes, Prabhu. I think they were huge.
Yeah, I think he was huge.
Yes, Prabhu, because he lifted
And
the
the
earth.
earth was the Yes, Prabhu. And look at the size of the earth.
Yes, Prabhu.
But Prabhu, the thing that confuses me, it's like the earth has this formless earth. I don't know if I can call it formless. And then it's like it has a deity, like let's say we have the sun planet and then we have the sun god.
Yes, Prabhu.
Do you get it?
Yes, Prabhu.
So was he actually saving the whole earth or was he saving the earth? I think it's Mother Earth, something like it's like a woman, goddess.
Yes, Prabhu, the whole planet fell to the sea.
The whole planet.
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh yes, to the Garbhadaka. And the earth was detached from its weightless condition and fell down into the Garbhadaka ocean. The Lord, as the maintainer of the whole creation of the material world, therefore assumed the gigantic form of a boa with a proportionate snout. Is it snout? And picked up the earthly planet from within the waters of the Garbhadaka. Sri Jayadeva Goswami, the great Vaishnava poet, sang as follows: Sat Dashana Shikare Dharani Twava Lagna Shashini Kalanka Kaleva Nimagna Keshava Drita Sukara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. I think I remember this line from the Nrsimha-Dev's throat.
Yes, Prabhu.
The last line actually.
This is Dashavatar Stotra.
Oh yes. O Keshava, O Supreme Lord, who has assumed the form of a boa. Oh, this is the prayer of the Lord in like the boa. It's the prayers to the boa. Like, let's say, is it something like that?
Yes, Prabhu. It's called
Just like Lord.
Dashavatara Stotra. In this song,
Oh, yes.
all the incarnations are explained one by one.
Oh, in this. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
So they are all called Jaya. So meaning Lord Nrsimha-Dev was the last one, Prabhu, to appear like as a full person, because after that came Lord Rama, right? Is it Lord Rama? Because Lord Rama had to be an ordinary kid to kill Lord Ravan. Was Nrsimha-Dev the last one? Just like the boar just came out as a full as a full person. Is like it's like a half. Was it a half pig, half man, something like that? So what I wanted to know, was it like the last time when, like, so with Lord Nrsimhadev, was he the last
That's
last God? I don't know how to ask, how to
No,
state
Prabhu.
this question.
There is no like first or last incarnation.
Oh no, like what I'm trying to say is that he just appeared. You know, like Lord Nrsimhadev appeared from the pillar, right? And then the
Yes,
boa
Prabhu.
from the nose of Lord Brahma is like Lord
Yes, Prabhu.
Nrsimhadev was, or was he the last just to appear like that? Because usually the Lord becomes a child and then he goes with, like, he grows, he goes to the, what do you call guru ash, like, what do you call this, the school of the gurus? I forgot it, I forgot the name. Gurukul. Because in Treta Yoga and Dwarpa and Kali Yoga, the Lord appeared, I think, in the womb, right? And Lord Nrsimhadev did not appear in the womb, and the boa did not appear in the womb. He just appeared like
Yes,
out of the
Prabhu.
blue. So
Yeah,
meaning Lord Nrsimhadev is the last one to appear like that.
Now,
I'm
what
not
about
sure.
Vamana Deva? Vamana Deva.
Oh, Vamana Dev. So Vamana Deva came after Lord Nrsimhadev, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Now I remember. I forgot Vamana Dev. Okay.
Oh, but then was Parasurama, how he arrived.
Pashurama, but Prabhu, isn't he? Didn't he? Was, I think he was always there in the, like, from Treta Yoga, he was there, and because he was actually angry at Lord Ram, not recognizing that Lord Rama was actually God, and then he was also there in is it Dwarpa in Mahabharata? He actually challenged Bhishma Dev, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Prabhu.
Bhishma, he failed to marry, I think it's Amba or Ambalika, somewhere there. He actually took them from the other king, and then he failed to marry him because of his, what do you call this? His promise. What do you call it? What do you call this promise? Oath. He took an oath not to marry or make kids or from the throne, something like that.
Yes,
Am I at the
Prabhu.
top there?
Yeah, here. You can read from here.
Did I read this? Okay. Oh yeah, yes. Such is the symptom of an incarnation of the Lord. The incarnation of the Lord is not the concocted idea of a fanciful class of men who create an incarnation out of imagination. The incarnation of the Lord appears under certain extraordinary circumstances like the above mentioned occasion. And the incarnation performs a task which is not even imaginable by the tiny brain of mankind. The modern creators of the many cheap incarnations, many take note of the factual incarnation of God as the gigantic boar with a suitable snort to carry the earthly planet. When the Lord appeared to pick up the earthly planet, the demon of the name Hiranyakasha tried to create a disturbance in the methodical functions of the Lord, and therefore he was killed by being pierced by the Lord's task. Is probably this task is it those something like a nose what like, I don't know what to call it.
Yes, Prabhu.
The tax is okay. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, the demon Hiranyakasha was killed by the hand of the Lord. Therefore, his version is that after being killed by the hand of the Lord, the demon was pierced by the task. It's like task. And Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura confirms this version. But Prabhu, I think they were powerful because they actually come from the heavenly planet. They not even the heavenly. They come from, is it Vaikuntha, the seventh gate? That's why they were powerful.
Yes, Prabhu.
And I think the Lord gave them. He told them that he will come and fetch them, something like
right.
that. Or am I?
Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhu. Oh
Yes, Prabhu. This is right.
Jato Rucher Ajan Agyana Yat Suyaman Suyagya Akuti Sunur Amaran Ata Dakshinayam Loka Trayasya Mahatim Aharat Yadaritim Svayambu Buvena Manuna Harer Iti Anuktaha. Jataha was born Ruche of the wife of Prajapati. Ajanayat gave birth. Suyaman headed by Suyagya, Akuti Sunur of the son of Akuti, Amaran, the demigod, Ata, thus Dakshinayam, unto the wife of the name Dakshina, Loka, the planetary systems, Trayasya, of the three Mahatim, very great, Aharat, diminished, yet all those Aritim, distresses, Svayambhuvena, by the Manu named Swayambhuva, Manuna, by the father of mankind, Hari iti, thus Anuktaha named. Prabhu, have you found out who came after Lord, like Rudra? Who came after Rudra because of the anger of the Komaras?
No, Prabhu. I don't remember.
Okay, Prabhu. I'm at the translation right here. Translation. The Prajapati first begot Suyagna in the womb of his wife Akuti, and then Suyagna begot the demigods headed by Suyama in the womb of his wife Dakshina. Suyagna, as the Indra Dev, diminished very great miseries in the three planetary systems, upper, lower, and intermediate. And because he so diminished the miseries of the universe, he was later called Hari by the great father of mankind, namely Swayambhava Manu. I forgot which one is Swayambhava Manu. Do we have Satya? Satya was the one who was helped by Lord Matsya, ne?
Who knows?
Or is that a different?
I don't know, Prabhu.
Sorry?
Does Praveen Prabhu know? I don't know about this.
No, can you please say that again?
I was saying like, who did Lord Matsya save? Is it Sayam? Is it Satyama?
Yeah, it's just Satyavrata. 1 second.
Satyavrata. Oh yes, and then he started a new age, ne? And then he became Manu in the next age. But I forgot.
1 second, I'm just checking. Yeah, Satyavrata Manu. Yeah, right.
Oh yes, Prabhu. Okay. Purport. In order to guard against the invention of unauthorized incarnations of God by the fanciful, less intelligent persons, the name of the father of the bona fide incarnations is also mentioned in the authorized revealed scriptures. No one, therefore, can be accepted as an incarnation of the Lord if his father's name, as well as the name of the village or place in which he appears, is not mentioned by the authorized scriptures. In the Bhagavad Purana, the name of the Kalki incarnation, which is to take place in almost, maybe at the end, can you go down, Prabhu? 400,000 years is mentioned along with the name of his father and the name of the village. So, Prabhu, what I want to know, like, let's say previously, like long time ago, has Kalki once came before?
Yes, Prabhu. Usually, at the end of the Kali Yuga, Kalki appears.
or like let's say each and every incarnation is going to repeat itself again. Maybe it might be a long time from now. They're still going
Yes,
to
Prabhu. They
repeat.
appear in different places, in different universes all the time.
Oh.
Yes, Prabhu. Like the sun appears every different places, different time. So different
Just like,
incarnations also appear.
or just like Lord Brahma is in each and every universe.
Yes, Prabhu.
But only Lord Krishna, it's like Lord Krishna is one. Eh? There are not many Lord Krishnas. Like you see, like Lord Brahma. You remember Lord Brahma stole, I think he took like the friends of
Yes, Prabhu.
Lord
But Krishna
Krishna.
can be many also. Like, Krishna was 16,000 palaces with.
Yeah, but that like it's still non-different, ne? It's like it's still like one Krishna, because you remember Lord Brahma bowed down to Lord Krishna because I think he brought all the Brahmanas to one planet just to show him that his power is not superior actually.
Yes, Prabhu.
I
Those
saw.
were Yes, Prabhu. But Lord Brahma cannot make many forms like Krishna, that the forms are doing different things. Only Krishna can do that.
Oh yeah, because Lord Brahma's in different universes has different heads, ne? Because
Yes,
there are
Prabhu.
some
They are
who have.
different entities.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
Prabhu.
now I understand. Yeah. Okay, 400,000 years is mentioned along with the name of his father and the name of the village in which he will appear. A sane man, therefore, does not accept any cheap edition of incarnation without reference to the authorized scriptures. Jajanye cha gardamagre divija deva hutayam stribihi samam nava bihir atma gatim sva matre uche yayatma samalam guna sangha pankam asmin vidu ya kapilasya gatim pra, prapede. Is it prapede? Prapede.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Slip my tongue. Jagne took birth. Cha also Kardama, the Prajapati named Kardama. Grehe in the house of Divija, O Brahmana, Devahutyam, in the womb of Devahuti. Now I forgot who's Devahuti. Stribihi by women, Samam accompanied by Navabi by 9, Atma Gatim spiritual realizations, Vamatre unto his own mother, Uche uttered, Yaya by which Atma Samalam, Atma Samalam, coverings of the spirit soul. Guna Sangha, associated with the modes of nature. Pankam, mad, Asmin, this very life. Viduya, being washed off. Kapila Syam, of Lord Kapila. Gatim, liberation. Prapede, achieved. Prabhuhana, who's Devahuti? I think I've heard that name somewhere. Devahuti.
Kapila's mother was Devahuti.
Oh, Kapila's mother. Yeah. Now I remember. I read it in the first canto. I think it's there. Translation: the Lord then appeared as the Kapila incarnation, being the son of the Prajapati Brahmana, Kardama, and his wife, Devahuti, along with 9 other women, sisters. He spoke to his mother about self-realization, by which in that very lifetime she became fully cleansed of the mud of the material modes and thereby achieved liberation, the path of Kapila. Purport: the instructions of Lord Kapila to his mother Devahuti are fully described in the third canto, chapter 25 to 30 of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Is Prabhu, if I'm not mistaken, is the father Atri? Isn't the father Atri? Or was it stated before?
I don't remember, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, you can go down. Oh, please go to the side, Prabhu. And anyone who follows the instructions can achieve the same liberation obtained by Devahuti. The Lord spoke Bhagavad Gita, and thereby Arjuna achieved self-realization. And even today, anyone who follows the path of Arjuna can also attain the same benefit as Sri Arjuna. The scriptures are meant for this purpose. Foolish and intelligent persons make their own interpretations by imagination and thus mislead their followers, causing them to remain in the dungeon of material existence. However, simply by following the instructions imparted by Lord Krishna or Lord Kapila, one can obtain the highest benefit even today. Prabhu, even Devarash, is it Devarash Narada? Did he come with the same principles? Because I remember he taught people not to, something like not to follow materialistic stuff, objects, to only praise the Lord's name. Is it the same?
Can you repeat, Prabhu?
I was saying like the same as they say with Lord Kapila and Sri Arjuna. Did Devarash Narada teach the same principles too?
Yes, I think.
Okay. The word Atma Gatim is significant in the sense of perfect knowledge, the supreme. One should not be satisfied simply by knowing the qualitative equality of the Lord and the living being. One should know the Lord as much as can be known by our limited knowledge. It is impossible for the Lord to be known perfectly as he is, even by such liberated persons as Shiva or Brahma. So what to speak of other demigods or men in this world? Still, by following the principles of the great devotees and the instructions available in the scriptures, one can know to a considerable extent the features of the Lord. His Lordship Kapila, the incarnation of the Lord, instructed his mother fully about the personal form of the Lord, and thereby she realized the personal form of the Lord and was able to achieve a place in the Vaikuntha Loka. Where Lord Kapila predominates, every incarnation of the Lord has his own abode in the spiritual sky. So, Prabhu, since as you see, the thing that actually confuses me is Vaikuntha with Krishna Loka, like Goloka Vrindavan. I wanted like the difference, like because they say Vaikuntha means a world without no stress, no time. It's like what's the difference between Goloka, Vrindavan, and Vaikuntha? Because I remember here, I think Vaikuntha has everyone is in the form of Lord Vishnu, but then they are not Lord Vishnus.
Yes, Prabhu. Who wants to answer this?
In fact, see, as far as I know from this from the Bhagavatam, okay, Prabhupada says that Krishna Loka or Golok Vrindavan is higher than the Vaikuntha Loka. Okay, Vaikuntha Loka is completely presided by Lord Vishnu in his four-handed form. Okay.
Oh yes, yes.
So, but in Golok Vrindavan, the form of the Lord is just like a 6-year or 5-year or 6-year-old boy with the 2 hands.
Oh yes. Okay.
Okay, he's not in adult form either. He's just a boy. He's in boyhood age.
Oh yes, yes. And he does not grow, right?
Yes, Prabhu,
Obviously.
he eats butter.
Oh yes, yes. So like Prabhu, like when you're in Vaikuntha Loka, you don't come back to this material world, ne?
Right.
As well as Loka.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay, I was there where Lord Kapila predominates. Every incarnation of the Lord has his own abode in the spiritual sky. Therefore, Lord Kapila also has his separate Vaikuntha planet. The spiritual sky is not void. There are innumerable Vaikuntha planets, and in each of them, the Lord, by his innumerable expansions, predominates, and the pure devotees who are there also who are there also live in the same style as the Lord and his eternal associates. When the Lord descends personally or by his personal plenary expansions, such incarnations are called Amasha, Kala, Guna, Yuga, and Manvantara incarnations. And when the Lord's associates descends by the order of the Lord, such incarnations are called Saktaya Vesha. Saktaya Vesha incarnations. But in all cases, all the incarnations are supported by the invulnerable statements of the authorized scriptures and not by any imagination of some self-interested propagandists. Such incarnations of the Lord in either of the above categories always declare the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be the ultimate truth. The impersonal conception of the Supreme Truth is a process of negation of the form of the Lord from the mundane conception of the Supreme Truth. The living entities by their very constitution as spiritually as good as the Lord, and the only difference between them is that the Lord is always supreme and pure without contamination by the modes of material nature, whereas the living entities are apt to be contaminated by association with the material modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. This contamination by the material modes can be washed off completely by knowledge, renunciation, and devotional service. Devotional service to the Lord is the ultimate issue. And therefore, those who are directly engaged in the devotional service of the Lord do not only acquire the necessary knowledge in spiritual science, but also attain detachment from material connection and are thus promoted to the kingdom of God by complete liberation, as is stated in the Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Mam cha yo vaya bicha Bicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sa Gunan Titai Samatitiyai Tan Brahma Buyaya Kalpate. Even in the non-liberated stage, a living entity can be directly engaged in the transcendental loving service of the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, or his plenary expansions, Rama, Nrsimha, etc. Thus, with the proportionate improvement of such transcendental devotional service, the devotees makes definite progress in the matter of Brahma Gati or Atma Gati and ultimately attains Kapila Yasya Gati or the abode of the Lord without difficulty. The antiseptic potency of devotional service to the Lord is so great that it can neutralize the material infection even in the present life of a devotee. A devotee does not need to wait for his next birth for complete liberation. So, Prabhu, one question. Liberation, can you fall down from liberation? Because as I heard a quote that devotees don't want liberation. They just want to remember the names of the Lord. They just want to remember the Lord life after life.
Yes, Prabhu. Even if they go to Brahma Jyoti liberation, they can fall down. They will fall down.
Oh, yes. Okay, Prabhu. Okay. Atrer apatyam abikan kakshata aha tu sto Dato mayaham iti yad bhagavan sa dataha yad pada pangkaja paraga pavitra deha yoga radim apur ubayim yadu hai haya hai ha yadaya. Synonyms: adre, of the stage, adri, apatyam, issue, abhikankshata, having prayed for, aha, said it, tushtaha, being satisfied, dataha, given over, maya, by me, aham, myself, iti, thus, yet, because, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, saha, he, dataha, datatreya, yat pada, one whose feet, pankaja, lotus, parga, dust, pavitra, purified, deha, body, yoga, mystic, radim, opulence, apu, God, ubayin, for both the worlds, Yadu, the father of the Yadu dynasty, Hai Haya Adaya, and others like King Hai Haya. Prabhu, is it Hai Haya, or am I saying it wrong? Pronouncing it wrong. Hai.
Yes, Prabhu, it's
Sorry,
right.
Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu. Translation: the great sage Atri prayed for offspring, and the Lord, being satisfied with him, promised to incarnate as Atri's son. Yeah, man, I remember Atri somewhere. Dattatreya, Datta, the sons of Adri, and by the grace of the lotus feet of the Lord, many Yadus, Hayas, etc., became so purified that they obtained both material and spiritual blessings. Purport. Ribo, you can go down, Prabhu. Transcendental relations between the personality of Godhead and the living entities are eternally established in 5 different affectionate humors, which are known as Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. The sage Atri was related with the Lord in the affectionate Vatsalya humor, and therefore, as a result of his devotional perfection, he was inclined to have the personality of Godhead as his son. The Lord accepted his prayer, and he gave him himself as the son of Atreya. Such a relation of sonhood between the Lord and his pure devotees can be cited in many instances. And because the Lord is unlimited, he has an unlimited number of father devotees. Factually, the Lord is the father of all living entities, but out of transcendental affection and love between the Lord and his devotees, the Lord takes more pleasure in becoming the son of a devotee than in becoming one's father. Oh, the father actually serves the son, whereas the son asks from the father. Semi Prabhu can go down. The son only demands all sorts of services from the father. Therefore, a pure devotee who is always inclined to serve the Lord wants him as the son and not as the father. The Lord also accepts such service from the devotee, and thus the devotee becomes more than the Lord. The impersonalist desire to become one with the Supreme, but the devotee becomes more than the Lord, surpassing the desire of the greatest monist parents and other relatives of the Lord, achieve all mystic opulences automatically because of the intimate relationship with the Lord. Such opulences include all details of material enjoyment. Prabhu, I think Uddhava was also an impersonalist first, before he met the Lord. It's like he had a lot of knowledge, something like that. Ne? Yes, Semi Prabhu.
Which person, Prabhu? Just
Uddhava. Uddhava.
why
Because
don't
Uddhava was one with, and then it's like he had ego before he met the gopis.
yes, Prabhu. It could be.
But Uddhava was always a pure devotee.
Hmm.
It was always a
But yes, he always was a pure devotee of Krishna, and he was a very dear friend of Krishna, actually.
Yes, Prabhu. He's looking like
yes.
Yeah, but he adds this way of explaining thing very how to say that, like he know the philosophy so well that he can explain very plainly, like with no, that's why Shri Krishna chose him to go and announce the gopi that he will not come, something like, because he
Oh
is very
yes, yes.
rational. He can use the philosophy to explain them, you shouldn't be attached like this to Krishna, So Krishna
Something
tried to use him. Yeah, because Uddhava was very expert in the philosophy, Krishna consciousness philosophy. So he thought it would be better, just like some diplomacy, like
yes, yes, Prabhu.
because the gopi at that time was very eager to see Krishna, you know. So he
Yes,
sent
yes,
this Uddhava, but Uddhava was already a pure devotee, Prabhu. He was
Oh yes,
pure devotee,
yes.
but he was not at the level of the gopi. When you see the
Oh,
gopi, you see the gopi, then oh yeah, they are so exalted, and
oh yes.
yeah, so there are different levels. Even when you are pure devotee, there are different level of, like the prema bhakti, different level. Like the gopi bhav is the highest, like, and
Oh yes, yes.
Radharani is the topmost. Yeah. So that's the thing. But it was never impersonal or something like that. There's some story that actually Uddhava was not playing with children because he was busy to worship Krishna as a deity. When he
Oh,
was very in a young age, he was worshiping Krishna. He was always absorbed in Krishna consciousness, always.
yes, Prabhu.
So yeah, I just want to respond to
I
question.
understand that.
Yes,
Thank you, Prabhu.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Haribo. Okay, details of material enjoyment, salvation, and mystic powers. Therefore, the devotee of the Lord does not seek them separately, wasting his valuable time in life. The valuable time of one's life must therefore be fully engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Then, other desirable achievements are automatically gained but even after obtaining such achievements, one should be on guard against the pitfall of offenses at the lotus feet. Prabhu, can you please scroll down?
Yes, Prabhu.
Offenses at the feet of the devotees. The vivid example is Haihaya, who achieved all such perfection of devotional service, but because of his offense at the feet of a devotee, was killed by Lord Pashurama. The Lord became the son of the great sage Atri and became known as Dattatreya. Yeah, someone else can continue. I don't know if the Raj Prabhu wants to read.
Yeah, I can read 2 verses quickly, then others can continue. Hare
Haribo,
Krishna.
Haribo.
Haribo, Prabhu.
Thank you
Hare
so much,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everyone please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Shri Prabhupada. Text
Nat-
5.
Dandavat
Taptam tapo vividaloka me adau sanat swatapasa sachatu sano bhut prakalpa samplava vinishatam ihatam tattvam samyak jagat munayo yad acharakshatam tatman. Synonyms. Taptam, having undergone austerities. Tapaha, penance, Vividhaloka, different planetary systems, Shirikshaya, desiring to create, Me, of mine, Adav, at first, Sanat, from the personality of Godhead, Swatapashaha, by dint of my own penances, Saha, he, the Lord, Chatu Sanaha, the four bachelors named Sanat Kumar, Sanaka, Sanandana, and Sanatana, Abhut, appeared, Prak, previous, Kalpa, creation, Samplava, in the inundation, Vinashtam, devastated, Iha, in the material world, Atma, the spirit, Tattvam, truth, Samyak, incomplete, Jagad, become manifested, Munaiha, sages, Yat, that which, Achakshata, saw clearly, Atman, the spirit. Translation. In order to create different planetary systems, I had to undergo austerities and penance, and the Lord, thus being pleased with me, incarnated in four sanas: Sanaka, Sanatan Kumar, Sanandana, and Sanatana. In the previous creation, the spiritual truth was devastated, but the four sanas explained it so nicely that the truth at once became clearly perceived by the sages. Purport by John Krishna Prabhupada ki jai. In the Vishnu Sahasranam prayers, there is a mention of the Lord's name as Sanata and Sanatanatatma. Sanatan Tattva. The Lord and the living entities are both qualitatively Sanatanam or eternal, but the Lord is Sanatanatatma or the eternal in the superlative degree. The living entities are positively Sanatanam, but not superlatively, because the living entities are apt to fall to the atmosphere of non-eternity also. Therefore, the living entities are qualitatively different from the superlative Sanatan, the Lord. The word Son is also used in the sense of charity. Therefore, when everything is given up in charity unto the Lord reciprocates by giving himself unto the devotee. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavad Gita 4:11. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. Brahmaji wanted to create the whole cosmic situation as it was in the previous millennium. And because in the last devastation, knowledge of the absolute truth was altogether erased from the universe, he desired that the same knowledge re, re, again be renovated. Otherwise, there would be no meaning in the creation. Because there is prime necessity for transcendental knowledge, the ever-conditioned souls are given a chance for liberation in every millennium of creation. This mission of Brahmaji was fulfilled by the grace of the Lord when the four sanas named Sanaka, Sanatan Kumar, Sanandana, and Sanatana appeared as his four sons. These four sanas were incarnations of the knowledge of the Supreme Lord, and as as such they explained transcendental knowledge so explicitly that all the sages could at once assimilate this knowledge without the least difficulty. By following in the footsteps of the four Kumaras, one can at once see the Supreme Personality of Godhead within oneself. Text 6. धर्मस्य दक्षदुहित्य अजनिष्टमूर्त्यां नारायणो नर इति स्वतपप्रभाव दृष्टात्मनो भगवतो निरमावलोपं देवस्वतङ्गप्रणता प्रतना गतितुं न सेको. Synonyms: Dharmasya, of Dharma, the controller of religious principles. Daksha, one of the Prajapatis. Duhitari, onto the daughter. Ajanishta, took birth. Murtyam, of the name Murti. Narayana, Narayan. Naraha, Nara. Iti, thus. Swatapaha, personal penances. Prabhava, strength. Drishtva, by seeing. Atmana, of his own. Bhagavata, of the personality of Godhead. Niyama avalopam, breaking the vow. Devaya, celestial beauties too. But Anga Pratana, companion of Cupid. Ghatitum, to happen. No, never. Seko, made possible. Translation. In order to exhibit his personal way of austerity and penance, he appeared in twin forms as Narayan and Nara in the womb of Murti, the wife of Dharma and the daughter of Daksha. Celestial beauties, the companions of Cupid, went to try to break his vows, but they were unsuccessful, for they saw that many beauties like them were emanating from him, the personality of Godhead. So this is Nara Narayan avatar of Lord Krishna. I think the Nara is Arjuna there, or am I correct or not? In Nara Narayan avatar.
Yes, absolutely.
No. But the Lord, being the source of everything that be, is the origin of all austerities and penances also. Great vows of austerity are undertaken by sages to achieve success in self-realization. Human life is meant for such tapasya, with the great vow of celibacy or brahmacharya. In the rigid life of tapasya, there is no place for the association of women. And because human life is meant for tapasya, for self-realization, factual human civilization as achieved by the system of Sanatan Dharma or the school of four castes and four orders of life prescribed rigid dissociation from women in three stages of life. In the order of gradual cultural development, one's life may be divided in four divisions: celibacy, household life, retirement, and renunciation. Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. During the first stage of life, up to 25 years of age, a man may be trained as Brahmachari under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, just to understand that woman is the real binding force of the material existence. Hari Bol. If anyone wants to get freedom from the material bondage of conditioned life, he must get free from the attraction for the form of woman. Woman or the fair sex is the enchanting principle for the living entities, and the male form, especially of the human being, is meant for self-realization. The whole world is moving under the spell of womanly attraction, and as soon as a man becomes united with a woman, he at once becomes a victim of material bondage under a tight knot. The desires for lording it over the material world under the intoxication of false sense of lordship specifically begin just after the man's unification with a woman. The desires for acquiring a house, possessing land, having children, and becoming prominent in society, the affection for community and the place of birth, and the hankering for wealth, which are all like the phantasmagoria or illusory dreams of life, encumber a human being, and he is thus impeded in his progress towards self-realization, the real aim of life. The brahmachari, or a boy from the age of 5 years, especially from the higher castes, namely from the scholarly parents, the brahmanas, the administrative parents, the kshatriyas, or the mercantile or productive parents, the vaishyas, is trained until 25 years of age under the care of a bona fide guru or teacher, and under strict observance of discipline, he comes to understand the values of life along with taking specific training for livelihood. The brahmachari is then allowed to go home and enter householder life and get married to a suitable woman. But there are many brahmacharis who do not go home to become householders but continue the life of Naishtika brahmacharis without any connection with woman. They accept the order of sannyas or the renounced order of life, knowing well that that combination with woman is an unnecessary burden that checks self-realization. Since sex desire is very strong at a certain stage of life, the guru may allow the brahmachari to marry. This license is given to a brahmachari who is unable to continue the way of Naishtika brahmachari, and as such discrimination are possible for the bona fide guru. A program of so-called family planning is needed. The householder who associates with women under scriptural restrictions after a thorough training of brahmacharya cannot be a householder like cats and dogs. Such a householder after 50 years of age would retire from the association of women as a vanprastha to be trained up to live alone without the association of women. When the practice is complete, the same retired householder becomes a sannyasi, strictly separate from woman, even from his married wife. Studying the whole scheme of disassociation from woman, it appears that a woman is a stumbling block for self-realization, and the Lord appeared as Narayan to teach the principle of womanly disassociation with a vow in his life. With a vow in life. The demigods, being envious of the austere life of the rigid brahmacharis, would try to cause them to break their vows by dispatching soldiers of Cupid. But in the case of the Lord, it became an unsuccessful attempt when the celestial beauties saw that the Lord can produce innumerable such beauties by his mystic internal potency. Can you go down to? So there was no need to be attracted by others externally. There is a common proverb that a confectioner is never attracted by sweetmeats. The confectioner who is always manufacturing sweetmeats has a very little desire to eat them. Similarly, the Lord, by his pleasure, potential powers, can produce innumerable spiritual beauties and not be the least attracted by the false beauties of material creation. One who does not know foolishly alleges that Lord Krishna enjoys women in his Ras Leela in Vrindavan, or with his 16,000 married wives at Dwarka. Hare Krishna. If anybody else can continue. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Haribol, last verse. I notice it's late. So who wants to read last verse? Thank you so much, Dheeraj Prabhu. Yeah, it's a short purport. It's about Lord
I
Shiva.
can chant the verse. Some
Yes, Prabhu.
Kamam dahanti kritano nanurosha drishtya rosham dahantu mutate na dahanta ashyam soham yadantaramala alam pravashan bibheti kama katham nu punarasya mahashrayeta.
Who wants to continue?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read?
Yes, Prabhu.
Kamam lust, Dahati chastises Kritana, great stalwarts Nanu, but Rosa Drishtya, by wrathful glance, Rosham wrath, Dahantam being overwhelmed, Uta although they na cannot Dahanti subjugate, Asayam intolerable, so that Priyam him, yet because Antaram within Alam, however, Rosham entering Viveti is afraid of Kama, lust, Katham, how? No, as matter of fact, Puna again, Asya his mana mind, Shriyeta takes shelter of. Translation: great stalwarts like Lord Shiva can, by their wrathful glance, overcome lust and vanquish him, yet they cannot be free from the overwhelming effects of their own wrath. Such wrath can never enter into the heart of him, the Lord who is above all this. So how can lust take shelter in his mind? Purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Okay.
Purport: when Lord Shiva was engaged in severe austere meditation, Cupid, the demigod of lust, threw his arrow of sex desire, and Lord Shiva, thus being angry at him, glanced at Cupid in great wrath, and at once the body of Cupid was annihilated. Although Lord Shiva was so powerful, he was unable to get free from the efforts of such wrath. But in the behavior of Lord Vishnu, there is no incidence of such wrath at any time. On the contrary, Bhrigu Muni tested the tolerance of the Lord by purposely kicking his chest, but instead of being angry at Bhrigu Muni, the Lord begged his pardon, saying that Bhrigu Muni's leg might have been badly hurt due to his chest being too hard. The Lord has the sign of the foot of Bhrigu Muni as the mark uh, of tolerance. The Lord therefore is never affected by any kind of wrath. So how can there be any place for lust which is less strong than wrath? When lust or desire is not fulfilled, there is the appearance of wrath. But in the absence of wrath, how can there be any place for lust? The Lord is known as Aptakama, or one who can fulfill his desires by himself. He does not require anyone's help to satisfy his desires. The Lord is unlimited, and therefore his desires are also unlimited. All living entities but the Lord are limited in every aspect. How can then how can the limited set how can the limited satisfy the desires of the unlimited? The conclusion is that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has neither lust nor anger, and even if there is sometimes a show of lust and anger by the Absolute, it should be considered an absolute benediction.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, now we read Damodarashtakam. Namamishvaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Prajamanam Yashodabiyolukaladavamanam Param Rishtamaatyantato Drutya Gopya.
रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तं कराम्भोजयुग्मेन शातङ्कनेत्रं मुहुश्वासकम्पात्रिरेकाङ्ककण्ठा चितग्रैव दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्
Iti Driksvalila-biranandakunde Svagosham Nimajantam-akhyapayantam Tadiyeshitagneshu Bhakta-jitatvam Punah Prematastam Sata Vrittivande.
वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरे सादभिः इदं ते वपुर्नाद गोपालबालं सदा मे मनसि आविराष्टं किमन्ये
Idam te mukambojam atyantanilaivritam kuntale snigdha raktascha gopya muhushchumbitam bimba raktadharme manasya avirastam alam labhai.
Namo Devadamodarananda Vishnu Prashida Prabho Dukkha Jalabdimagnam Kripa Drishtivrishyati Dinam Batanu Grihane Shama Magnam Edakshi Drishya.
कुबेरात्मजो बद्धमूर्तैव यद्वत् त्वयामोचितो भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेमभक्तिं स्वकाम्ये प्रयच्छ प्रमोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह
नमस्तेऽस्तु धाम्ने
Namaste Damne
दीप्तिदाम्
Spurat.
You go on, bro.
Namaste Studamne Spurat Dipti Damne Dvaya Ditaraya Tha Vishwasya Damne Namo Radhikaye Dwadiyai Priyaye Namo Nandalilya Devaya Tubhyam
Haribol Damodarashtakam ki jai.
Jai.
To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been called from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, for my humble obeisances.
Seeing the whipping
Seeing
stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear and a necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with three lines like a conch shell. He is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances.
by such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of His supreme majesty and opulence that He is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is infused with intimacy and is free from all conception of aware and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bala Gopala in Vrindavana may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boon besides this?
O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are no use to me.
O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you, O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Magriva, and Nakuvara were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with ropes, roped to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my respectful obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the adobe of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Śrīmad Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes.
Ribol, Damodarastakam ki jai. Okay, now the 6th Astakam.
Cheto Should I start it, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhavamaha Shreya Kaivarachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Burdi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnam Rtasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Statrar Pitanya Mitas Marane Nakalaha Eta Trishidova Kripan Bhagavan Mamapi Dorodeva Met Vishamihai Jena Nuragraha. Or should I do it all at once, all of them?
Yes, Prabhu, you can do.
Okay. Trinadapi Suni Chena Daro Api Saheshnuna Amanina Mana Dena Kirtania Sada Hari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadishaka Maye Mama Janmani Janmanishvare Avada Bhakti Ahetuki Twai. I think after it's Ainanda Danuja, can you go down? I just want to confirm. Okay, Nayanam Gala. Okay, Ainanda Danuja Kin Karam Patitamam Vishame Bavambodo Kripaya Tovapada Pankaja Stitaduli Satrishim Vichin Taya Nayanam Galada Shruda Raya Vadanam Gad Gadarudaya Gira Pulakairina Chitam Vapukada Ravanama Grahane Bhavishyati. Yugaitam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravishaitam Shunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahe Name Asisleva Paradatam Pinastumam Adarshanam Marmam Hatam Garutuva Yata Tatava Vidatulan Pato Mat Prananatastu Sa Eva Narpanaha. Glories to the Shri. Should I continue?
Yes, Prabhu.
Glories to the Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself. Can you please go down, Prabhu? Thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street, one should be more tolerant than a tree. It's devoid of all sense of false prestige and ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy names of the Lord constantly. Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal savior, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? I can go down, Prabhu. Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Shishastakam ki jai, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai. Kirtan offenses.
Bahu Janma Kare Yada Shravana Kirtana Tabutana Paya Krishna Pade Prema Dana. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many births, he will not get the love of Godhead. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The offenses against the chanting of the holy name are as follows. The first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who've dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. The second offense, to consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of Lord Vishnu. The third offense is to disobey the orders of the spiritual master or thinking him as an ordinary person. The fourth offense is to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in preference to the Vedic version. The fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Sixth offense, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Ninth offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10th offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments. Even after understanding so many instructions on this matter, it is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success Krishna Prema, I offer my respectful obeisances. Please go down, Prabhu. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Vancha kalpatrucha
Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Om Vishnu Para Paramhamsa Parivrajagachari Ashtotara Sata Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai.
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 Haribol.